On Wednesday night, I had a chance to catch up with Burt Torrence, head coach of the Northside Vikings. Northside will host Brookville on Friday night. Coach Torrence gave me the lowdown on how his team's been playing, how they've been getting ready, and what he worries about with the Bees. Burt Torrence, Sports Buffet Podcast.
Northside and Brookville, Region 3 title on the line. A winner gets the berth in the state semifinals. Burt Torrence definitely hopes the Vikings are playing a week from Saturday. He joins me now. Coach, what's been going right for you guys as we've headed into the playoffs?
Well, we're finally healthy. Just like every team, during the crunch, middle part of the season, had some significant injuries, and some of them were season-ending, and we haven't had that issue. But we're finally healthy here, heading into last week, and that first round bye was extremely important for us. And then, having a kid come back off of a broken wrist and some ankle injury and those kinds of things to get back on the field and then to be executing at a high level was extremely important this time of year.
You talk about being healthy physically, but mentally, how fresh are you guys as we come down the stretch? Because memory serves me correct, you guys have not been in a nail biter here lately.
Well, we've had some nail biters this year. We won 2 ball games in overtime. One against Salem and the other against Lord Bobcat. We beat a pretty tough Hidden Valley team. On a 3-minute drive. With excellent execution and a 2-minute offense. We've had some tough ball games, and then we've had some games where we executed extremely well and was able to put up some significant points early in ball games and kind of put people away. So I think you kind of have they're used to both sides of that. Stretching it out for 48 minutes plus to having the game secure by halftime.
When it gets to the playoffs, and I know you guys had a Robert E. lead last week game, not really close if memory serves me correctly. When you guys are in the playoffs and you have that large margin of victory, do you think that's better for your guys, or do you think they're almost, I don't want to say more focused, but ready to go when the game is tighter?
Well, I think that I think situations like that for our program and for our family is extremely important because that allows us to get some kids in that are backups and especially when you have a senior class that is so large and so talented as our senior class is, and 23 young men. These other kids, these other young men, juniors and a few sophomores, have to be able to step in next year and make sure it's not a rebuilding year. We want to, we believe that we like the token or the slogan reload, and so having not only the extra weeks of practice for them, but also the actual game experience in a regional semifinal game, I think will play dividends for us down the road, and that also allowed us to take some key guys, some of those key guys or a lot of those key guys out of the game, just to ensure that a silly ankle injury or something like that might have them nicked up and unable to go in such a heated and tough rivalry is what we've got brewing over the last couple of years here with Brookville. I'm sure they would have been pretty upset winning 42-0 and getting injured and not being able to go this Friday in Northside.
Yeah, you hit it on the head, a rivalry, and it's been that here with you and the Brookville Bees here lately. What worries you about this version of Jeff Woody's squad?
Well, I know that they're tough. I know they're extremely physical. They're fast. They're a typical, what I've seen, since 2008. They're a typical Brookville team. They're very talented at the quarterback position. It'll be exceptional talent. He's able to put the ball in tight spots and his deep balls good as I've seen. And then they've got playmakers on the outside and a number of them. So you can't just isolate and single up, one guy and say, hey, I'm going to take this guy away from you, and then, have somebody else, try to beat you. They're talented at in the backfield. I mean, the Caldwell kid, had an exceptional play, in our game in 2010 this past season, causing our quarterback to, hit him as he threw the football, and they made an interception and put him in position to win the football game. So they've got guys that have been in tough ball games and been successful in those tough ball games.
obviously you guys have some good talent too with Adam Hardister, Fisher, and beyond. Talk about, and I know we talked about this before in our interviews, but talk about, the mentality of your guys of being in big games, because I know Hardister's been in some state championships on the baseball diamond. You guys don't seem to get fazed by pressure. Talk about how key that is.
That's extremely important. I guess been there, did that mentality, and no moment is too big, for these kids, and for the ones that are young and stepping in from sophomores that start for us, first time doing these kinds of things, to see how they go about their business on a daily basis. That it's still light, but it's still extremely focused and understanding their responsibility. And one of our leaders, Tyler Fisher, nailed it on the head in his senior speech. That the game of football is not about one man. One guy is not going to win football games. It's going to take all 52 of us to go out here and win football games. You guys that are on the scout team, the best look that you can give us helps us prepare, for our next development. And you never know when somebody's going to go down. And when somebody goes down, that's your opportunity to step up and to shine and to make a play for our team, to be successful. And so that kind of attitude coming from the players is extremely important in big games like what we'll have here come Friday night.
Before we get to keys of the game real quick, we talked about Kindle Craft. Obviously, you watched some film this week. What has Kindle done better than he's done in the past year or two when you've seen him play?
Well, as a freshman, when we played him over here in 09, you could tell that he was going to be an exceptional talent, that he was a little unsure of himself, and making decisions and making them quickly. And that's what you have to do in playoff games. As a sophomore, you could see that he had grown tremendously in that last year. We tried to take some things away from him, and he was able to find some holes and to make some extremely accurate throws, and to do that with the people in his face. This year, I see, in the two games that we got from them, I see that he was stepped that up even more so a notch. His accuracy in the screen game is a lot better than it was last year, and so I see him maturing even more so this year, and I guess it'll be scary come 2011.
How excited do your guys get for Brookville, based on the closeness of these games here in the past few years?
Well, they do. Just like that, I'm sure for them last year when they came up here to play us, after losing in 09, it's been a source of, inspiration, source of motivation throughout the off season, and that's what it's been for us. Hoping to get this opportunity to face them again, and I think both teams, last year laid it all out on the field, and just like they did in 09. And just so happens that, they made a play, and you can't hang your head about that play. They should be excited about it. We should be down about it because our season ended, but I don't think that anybody on our team last fall could look themselves in the mirror and say that they didn't prepare 100%, that they didn't play with everything they had that night. And so I expect the same thing this year. I expect that that our kids are going to be prepared, and I expect them to execute at a high level, and I expect it to be one of those games where the team makes the big plays, the team that limits their errors in execution the best, the team that don't turn the football over or make dumb penalties is going to win. And I think it's going to be one of those middle fighter hardcore great high school football games that we grow to love in the Roanoke Valley.
Coach, as always, appreciate your time. Final question, you kind of touched on it a little bit, I think, right there. Give me 3 keys to the game, 1 on your guys' offense, 1 on your guys' defense, and 1 on your guys' special teams, that if you get them done, you feel good about getting the victory over the Bees.
Special teams wise, we gotta limit their return. We can't give them the short field, whether that's in the punting or in the kicking game. We've got to make sure that we stay ahead of the sticks on the offensive side of the ball, and we're more of first down, 20 first downs, and as we're doing that, we're able to eat up the clock. And so that will limit them on offense, to a degree. And then we've got to take away the big play. We've got to make sure that we're sound fundamentally in our coverage packages and our defensive scheme, and we've got to make sure that we tackle well. These guys are a lot shiftier. The Fox kid was just blazing fast. He could just hit the edge, and that's why he's in Connecticut, and that's why he's a super talent. But these other guys that they've got now playing inside their slot positions in their spread offense, they can make you miss. And when you make a guy miss, that you have the ability to take it to the house on any given play. So those are the three things that we're focusing on to make sure that we're able to be successful on Friday night.
Coach, best of luck against Brookville. We'll talk to you pretty soon.
Thank you, sir.
Burt Torrence on the Sports Buffet.